Welcome to Ellie Goldson's Inspired Flow. Today we're going to talk on episode 62 about compassion. Compassion is a huge word, flow, and how it goes. And it comes together that basically we are on a mission in this world, every single one of us, and irrelevant of religion and colour and anything else, any other category that people use, we are all on a mission, every single person in this world. And one of the most important things to be successful on this mission is compassion. And there's a bunch of reasons why. One of them is in order to be able to come to a level of renewal, which is very important, constantly opening your mind again and again to newer ways of thinking that obviously fit with your value system. That's where the compassion comes in. Being compassionate is a value, but it should also fit with the idea that you are able to think differently to how you intuitively or initially would think. Initially, people are pissing you off, yeah? And that's going to happen day after day, excuse my language. But we have the opportunity, when it happens, to have compassion, to think differently, and to actually take that situation that we're in at work or at home or with the children, and I'm saying this to myself big time, which is pretty much everything I'm saying on these fantastic podcasts, which I recommend you to share and to be in contact with, is compassion is the power to turn around your thoughts towards people in a good way, to learn to have love on them, to feel sorry, but not in like a nebuchi, like, oh shame, they must be so screwed up to behave this way. I mean, that might be like in the most extreme cases, but in the majority of the scenarios, people are under pressure, people are in all kinds of situations, and we don't actually have to be upset with them in any way or form. We have room to have compassion, yeah? So I'll explain examples, and I'll explain why it's so powerful, the idea of compassion. Sorry for this annoying noise. Just gotta get in there. Help me. Be patient with things. It happens. But anyway, so this idea of compassion. So we're standing here. Oh, see? What? Patience is also an important value. This idea of compassion is hugely powerful when it comes to a work situation. Someone, for example, is angry with you, or someone has tainas on you. Tainas in English means they have judgments or complaints. And the opportunity now is to scream at them, tell them all the things they're doing wrong, tell the boss and make a fight, which is almost what I did yesterday with someone. Or the real way to go is, look, there's obviously something going on. They're obviously under stress, obviously going through something which is causing them, or maybe it could be they're a little bit toxic people, their character traits a little bit off, but then you got to figure out the boundaries, that's a different story. But anyway, the point is you come to a compassionate result. You feel compassion inside your heart, you feel compassion towards people that are out there, like online. Baruch Hashem, there's lots of people trying to make podcasts and be successful and get out there, and honestly my strategy is not really that, not because I don't want to be successful, but I don't really want to just self-promote and push myself out and be a whole story. I want to get clear my value system, and the best way to do it is either hisbodedus or reviewing yourself. Another one is to go through and share your flow. This is what I'm doing, and I believe the flow will get larger by joining up with the community. It's a larger mission that I have. The power of community. Community is community. It's this idea of something beyond. I was listening to Rabbi Sachs, and we can all join together through this compassion. We can all join together through this community, and every one of us can turn scenarios around. And so not only is it important just life-wise, you just have a better quality of life because you're working with people rather than fighting with people. But the other point is why compassion is so important is, in a spiritual level, you actually arouse tremendous compassion on yourself and everyone around you. So on a spiritual level, especially coming up to the whole world is being judged basically on Rosh Hashanah, whether people know it or not, that's what's happening. We all have the opportunity on this time period to arouse compassion on people. People truly just need compassion. they do not need judgment. And I apologize to people if I've been judgmental. I apologize publicly, and I apologize if I said things, because sometimes it really get pushed. I'm not making excuses, just saying that what's going on. But the inner quality is to arouse compassion. That is what we all have the power to do and should do. And I believe that if we do it properly, we'll see amazing results, all of us. We will see that our life will turn around. We'll have much more positive experience. Our judgments will be sweetened. We'll see the new year to be filled with blessing. And I pray for all of us, and I mean this, and I know that people have different belief systems. The bottom line is, once again, we're all on a mission, and we all need to have aroused compassion on ourselves, on our souls, on our being, on our family, on our loved ones. Everybody needs compassion, and it's such a fundamental value. And the main thing we're doing in prayer is asking for compassion. Rachamim, you give us a rachamim. We're asking for Hashem to have mercy on us. It's another way of saying it, but mercy, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me like back in the day the word mercy did. I mean, there is a song coming out with Nissim called Mercy, so maybe he'll bring it back. But the real point of what we're saying is just have compassion. Have compassion on your soul, have compassion on your loved ones, and see how your mission in life will come together through that compassion. Your paths will open up you never thought of. And I believe 100% with Hashem's help, with God's help, the Creator's help, we will see the truth of compassion. It says the Bnei Israel are Bashanim, Rachmanim, Gemilas Chasadim. We have those three traits that are kindness and shamefulness, and that we're able to face ourselves, be authentic. The whole Torah, the whole Tanakh, the whole Novi, and the prophets, and everything that's written in all our books is about our accountability and being ashamed of it. But then there's also the other idea of our kindness, the tremendous amount of kindness the Jewish people do, religious, not religious. There's so much kindness going on. I think we lead in the world in that way if we look at the statistics in terms of our numbers and the amount of charity we do. And then there's the idea of compassion, and that's compassion to our own people, compassion to ourselves, compassion to the world. There's no more compassion to the world than all the different idealistic things we've brought to the world. Fine, there's definitely challenges, and the people who have voices out there, and once again we take accountability if we're honest. We have to fix ourselves as a people, but the point is that everyone in the world can have compassion, and as long as the compassion, this is the one more point that Rabbi Nachman brings down, it has to be rachamim and compassion on things that deserve that compassion, and not murderers and people. In a deep way, there's a way to figure out some way of having compassion on them, but on a practical level, you may very much make sure you only have compassion on the things that truly deserve that compassion, which is, thank God, most people in my life for sure deserve compassion. Maybe all of them, I would say. In the world, I'm not so sure. There's definitely lots of situations you're going to have to reassess where compassion is needed. But even in the overall situation, still compassion on, say you have a murder, but his children, compassion on his wife or her husband. Either it could be either way. Compassion on anybody. It could be potentially anyone connected to those people who seem to not be worthy of compassion. So there's still room for compassion on the people around them. But bottom line, the person themselves who's performing the deed doesn't deserve compassion. The bad deed. So we should be zocher, that we should merit, and that we should get rid of all the not good things and get ready for a beautiful new year. Like I said, I'm going to be away in Ukraine, so it's going to be less and less likely for me to be able to do these podcasts. So this is a bit of a long one, but I just pray for everyone to have compassion on things that deserve it, and we'll see that that's literally everybody in your life. Thank God if you're surrounded by good quality people, which is something you should definitely make your reality. That's another important point. Have quality, great people, contacts, work with people that are quality, and if people are not acting that way, have compassion, and hopefully the compassion you arouse in heaven on yourself and around them, and the boundaries and all the balanced things we talk about in other classes, this will bring everything together to be a beautiful, sweet year. Because remember, working with people, being with people, this is a crucial part of it. It's not just about how much success you have, because if people are pissing off all the time, success is not going to be so great, because it's just going to be constantly on obstacles with people around you. You have to build a positive sphere of influence around you, as Stephen Covey and Tony Robbins talks about, and all the other big influencers. We should be blessed with beautiful Seviva, beautiful circles around us, beautiful families, beautiful friends, beautiful things. Everything should be gewaldic, should be amazing, and I'm looking forward to hear from everybody. Please send me some feedback. It's a long post. I put some time out there. You can give me one email, say that was great, or maybe work on how how much more compassionate you can be, or so whatever it is, that people feel that I need to work on. I'm happy to hear, and we should be blessed, all of us. A beautiful new year, sweet new year.